First of all, my name is Coach Kevin Pope. Um, I attended South Carolina State University. Um, I've been coaching. This will be my 17th year as a coach, as a defensive back coach, defensive coordinator. This will be my 10th year at Hayfield Charter. We have at our high school right now, we have 41 guys playing Division I football. We have 65 total playing college ball, Division II, Division III, and AIA. We have actually now in the first 9 years that we've been playing, we've been elected for All-American, and we have two that have been drafted to the NFL. One was a third rounder 2 years ago, Arden Key, who was brought to the Las Vegas Raiders. He's now with the San Francisco 49ers. And we just this year had a 7th-round pick, Kawan Baker, which was picked up by the New Orleans Saints. And we should have the following year, we should have two be drafted, Jaquez Edwards, that's at Sam Houston State. And we would have more than likely a top 10 to 15 pick in Kingsley Barre at the University of South Carolina. We're doing some good things over at Cape Charter right now.
Yeah, my name is Pete DeWeese. I'm the offensive coordinator at Hillgrove High School. Been in Georgia for about 12 or 13 years now. I'm originally from Mississippi. I've coached in Mississippi, Florida, been in Georgia for a minute. I was a defensive coordinator at Milton High School for a while before switching back over to offense, most recently at Sprayberry High School, and then just got to Hillgrove this spring. So I've been blessed to have some good players, blessed in the state of Georgia to go against great coaches and great players week in and week out. And, it's done a lot for me as far as my growth as a football coach and learning how to treat and raise young men, but also produce football players. So state of Georgia is fantastic for that. And I'm proud to be a part of what's going on here in Georgia right now. I'm proud to be at Hillgrove. So, one of the things that I'm always going to do with the 4-2-5 is I'm going to put formation into boundary and see what they do with that strong safety and with that defensive end. So, like coach is playing that D end to the tight end side, he's playing him in a 7, which I think is smart because once he rolls that safety down, he's got the hats to match me into the boundary right now. So I'm going to run buck into it. I'm going to go down on that 7, down on the 3. We're going to pull, and I'm expecting that Sam is probably going to try to come down and either spill me to the corner or box it back to that Mike. So we're going to pull for him, and we're going to try to work the nose as a single on that block back by the center. And then obviously we're pulling for the Mike really with our backside guard. We're going to RPO off that wheel, right? We use those wide splits like that Z's out there on the hash, and with that rover apexing, we feel like we can put him in a bind because we've created a lot of space. So we're going to put the number 3 receiver on that stick route. We're going to this number 2 receiver on the speed out. Number 1 is on that must outside release, carrying that corner out of there. And we're going to work off that wheel backer. If we felt like the safety was down below the hard deck, then it's probably going to be an automatic give. But if that free is deep and the rover's apexing, we're just reading the wheel. If the wheel scrapes when he sees guard pull, we're throwing the stick right now to number 3. If that wheel hesitates or buzzes out at all to number 3, then we're going to hand off the buck and hope that we're going to try to make corners tackle. I've had good ones when I was a defensive coordinator. I've played some good ones that want to be physical, but we all know you put it on paper, and a lot of those dudes, they want to go cover. They don't want to tackle. So when we scout film, we try to evaluate how aggressive and willing our corners in the run game, and we're going to try to stress them early and find out.
One of the things we're going to talk about the up front first. We're going to do what we call what I call here. We're going to do an inside slant. We're going to do an inside slant to the stretch with the 3 receiver side. So you're going to see our end going inside B gap. We're going to send out those A gap a backside tackle, we're doing A gap. We're going to contain uh, um, the end, the left tackle as well. Now, what we're going to do if he's running past in the run, we make sure we stop the run here. But when we get here with the wheel backer, he's going to read tackle here, right? He's going to read tackle. Now, once he reads tackle and he sees pass, he's going to open up to the near hip to the number 3 receiver. He's trying to get his hands on that guy now. We're going to basically get our hands here on that number 2 receiver and press him outside. We got outside leverage. We're going to do a lot. We're going to show you a press bail technique. Okay, so like you're talking about, I pride myself on my corners being very, very physical. So what we're going to do, we're going to press bail. We're going to eye that number 2 receiver. Okay, so if that number 2 receiver goes away, we're going to sit down. We're going to drive to the ball. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
that free safety, he only read that he has is 3 and 2. He needs to get there, flip his hips, or weave an apex between the 2 and 3 receiver. The wheel backer should be rerouting that vertical. If the number 3 goes vertical, if he goes outside, he sit back, wait for something to come back inside. We're going to alleviate with the Mike backer as well as our pistol, which is our weak side safety. We're going to alleviate looking. He's going to eye that tight end release. He's got to chuck him and let him go to that corner. The corner's going to be reading that. Now his eyes go back inside, looking for anything coming back inside. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what we do there. It's sort of a form of a cover 3, but due to the fact that our free safety plays the way he plays, the corner, if he doesn't see anything, he's finding work. He's going to stay home and sit down and play underneath because the free safety is already going to apex and midpoint between that number 2 and that 3 receiver if they go vertical. What we're doing here, since he's to the right hash, what we're gonna do, we're still gonna run a cover 3 here, coach. All right. So what I'm do, I'm gonna slant. We're gonna slant our D line to the weak. Okay. Against the grain, we're gonna cross face you here. All right. We're gonna take our linebackers and they're gonna step to the strength. All right, which is the 3 receiver side to us. They're gonna step and insert there. Now, if it's pad, we're going to play that cover 3, so we're going to take that cornerback. He's going to read number. He's going to I2 play, 2 to 1. He's going to get into his bail here, coach. We're going to reroute that 2. Then we're going to play hook curl to a flat. All right, but what we're going to do, I'm going to take that free safety coach, and we're going to roll him down. We're going to roll him down, coach, and we're going to attack that Y. All right, we're going to roll down to him. We're going to reroute him, and our pistol is going to move to the middle of the field. Okay. So he's reading that number 3, that number 2. All right. Now, what we're going to do backside, this corner's going to play what we call like a soft man. Okay. If you send him on a drag or anything like that, you're going to turn him loose. But if your X goes vertical, you're going to play man with him right now, coach. Okay. So like I said, what we call that is we're going to call that a Liz. We're going to Liz. Liz slant. We're going to Liz slant. Cover 3, what we call it this call right here a Rolex coverage.
We're gonna push that back, and we're gonna eye that free safety as the motion start or that weak side safety. So when we push that back out to create quads, if he rotates early and we like our one-on-one matchup on the backside, we're gonna take it, right? If he doesn't rotate early, we like our numbers to the strength. So I like the way that you're pushing your free safety down over number 3 to be that hook curl collision, that skiff guy, and not straight to the flat, right? Because a lot of people that want to do that are going to put the rover on the curl and they're going to spin that safety. But because of the way you're lined up, I like the way you're doing it. So we're going to put number 3 on that. We call it a hunt route. He's going to work. If that free safety spins, he's going to inside release the free, and he's going to work to climb behind your mic and hook right behind him, right? And we're going to try to pick on your flat player right there. So that if you're going to spend a 3 and the corner is going to bail, that rover, we're going to try to put him in a bind where if he takes my tailback, I'm going to work one of my underneath snag routes. And if he hangs on the snag, I'm going to try to take my tailback right now. So pre-snap, where's your backside safety? Post-snap, as soon as that spin happens, we're just trying to pick on the overhang because 2nd and 12, my whole mentality is get me back into a favorable down and distance, right? So if I get 5 yards and I'm getting in 3rd and 7, I don't love it, but it's a lot better than 3rd and 12, you know? So we're thinking right here, and what I'm hoping my quarterback has learned through spring and through summer and all that is you make it manageable and let's go deal on 3rd down because we don't want to be in 3rd and 12. So, but I like the way you're rotating and bringing the free down on number 3 and not just taking him straight to the flat. I'm going to test teams. I'm going to show you formation in the boundary. I'm going to show you something compressed. I'm going to show you motions, and I want to see how you react to them. My time as a defensive coordinator, and I was blessed. I mean, I had some really good players. Carl Lawson that played at Auburn, and he's with the Jets now. He just finished up with the Bengals, and Corte Sapp that played linebacker at Tennessee. And I was blessed. I had some good kids, but even in our best years, teams that would go from really wide to really compact, and teams that used a ton of motion made us have to work that much harder during the week, right? We had to make sure we had all our checks down and get all that stuff. So when I came back to offense, that became a part of my identity. So we like compressing things, and I really like it in the 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, even 3rd and 5 type situations, because I feel like a lot of times when you start getting into whether it's a tight bunch or a tight 2x2, teams get predictable in what they're going to do defensively in their coverage structure, and even in their front. So what we're going to do here in this 2x2 is we're going to show you that jet motion, and we're going to come back and we're going to go counter tight end the other way. So we're left tackle. We're going to block down on the shade with our left guard. Center is going to choke back to the 3. The right tackle is going to gap hinge. We're going to pull and try to kick that end. We'll log him if we have to our left. The tight end is following. He's going to hug the wall, and he's going to work for that weak side backer. The tight end is going to jab step off the jet motion and come back across. And we're just going to try to influence some eyes and slow some kids down and make them think a little bit with the jet motion. We're going to ask that X receiver, who's about 3 yards outside the tackle, to control that pistol. If he's going to be down playing hard on that weak side. And we're going to try to run on the safety, man. Tell the backs all the time, it's BYOB on the safety. You get there, be your own baller, and make him miss.
I'm going to do here, we're going to slant. I'm going to slant my nose and my tackle to the strength, to your Y. We're going to slant him there. But we're going to stay outside leverage to the tight end with that end. All right, that backer is going to insert if it's run. All right, now what I'm going to do here, Coach, is if you're running that jet away from the Y, what we're going to do, Coach, is I'm going to cloud coverage backside. All right, I'm going to cloud coverage. We're going to sky coverage to your Y side. Okay, so my corner is going to be responsible for a deep 3rd, but he's not getting out of that fast because he's actually reading your Y. Okay, now
you went on mute.
He's gonna. I'm sorry. We're gonna weave the inside. He's gonna read. Now he's gonna be responsible for reading your X and your Y, the 2x2. But now our corner, you see what I'm saying? Our corner here to the front, to your front side here. He's gonna cloud this here. He's gonna jam. He's gonna squeeze him. He's gonna sit down. He's gonna be looking for run because that free safety is gonna get on top. You know what I mean? And he's going to play 2-to-1 with your X and your Y out here. And we're going to keep that, we're going to play that pistol outside leverage, Coach. We're not going to play him, you know what I'm saying? We're going to play him outside. So he's going to squeeze wet inside. He's going to be that force guy, you know what I'm saying, on your jet. Okay? And he's going to take it outside. He's going to use his inside arm He's gonna keep that outside arm free. He's gonna attack that, and then we're gonna also have that end. He's gonna play outside to contain, and we're gonna insert with that wheel back into that B gap. All right, coach. What we're gonna do? We're gonna play man here because I'm gonna send somebody right now, coach. Says plus 14, down 4-10 seconds. We're going after you, coach. So what we're gonna do, coach? I'm gonna take my rocket because he's a cover guy as well. Every one of all five of my guys are cover guys. All right. So we're gonna run our corner. He's gonna play man. We're playing man with the rover. We're gonna spin down that safety. He's locked on your Y, coach. We're sitting that wheel backer off the edge right now. We're gonna pinch with the defensive line. That rover that's stacked in the box is going to be in a 40. He's going to step outside. He's going to release, and he's checking on your if you flare out your back or anything like that, and then your mic is fine. The quarterback, all right. If he tries to run or anything like that, but we're going to pinch it. We're going to take him outside, the rover outside, and he's going to spy that back if he flares out. You know what I'm saying? And that's and we're gonna your one receiver side corner, we're locked on him as well.
The number one receiver to the trips, that Z, normally he would be on team read because we're down so tight in the red zone. He's going to snap that thing off. So what we're basically trying to do is we're trying to set rubs on both sides. So if we get too high, we're picking on the field safety. We're going to occupy the boundary safety with the cross and the wheel route. He's got to pick one, right? And we're looking from cross really to that field seam read based on what that safety does. If it's one high and it looks like zone, then we're working those two seams essentially, right? Because it's man, what I'm hoping for is we're going to set a rub on that rover that you've got now on my back. That X, as he works the shallow, he's going to run right at that backer, and we're going to try to rub him off with your corner and try to get it to our tailback on that rail route right now. I'm lucky that my protection is going to put the fan to the field, so that wheel coming off the boundary, in theory, I got him protected. The dudes are dudes. Dudes win battles, right? But like in theory, on the board, I got him protected. So what I'm hoping is that X works as shallow from that single receiver. We set a rub on that rover and spring our tailback on the rail route. And if we do, quarterback gets it out of his hand right now. If it doesn't happen and the rover works over the top and gets to the rail, he's going to go from right to left and work back to that Y on the crossing route, and then eventually to the Z who's working that seam read. So we're trying to create rubs in case it's pressure, and you hope game plan shows you what coach's tendency is going to be. But we also want to build in something that if you're going to sit back and play quarters, or you're going to give me cover three, that we can put somebody in a bind and try to just create a tight window to drive the ball into. First of all, Coach, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate you reaching out. I enjoy doing this stuff, especially when I get to talk ball and kind of pick the brain a little bit of somebody like Coach Pope. It's always a pleasure. He's a guy that if you're in Atlanta, you know what that program does, and so to be able to see how he does things, to see how he thinks, hopefully it makes me better and helps prepare me for a Friday night. Don't be afraid to hit me up at Coach DeWeese if you can read my handwriting. But at Coach DeWeese on Twitter. I have been very blessed to work with some outstanding men, and I have been very blessed to learn from outstanding men. And I try to give back as much as I know that I have received. So if there's anything I can do to somebody, if you're not on my schedule, I'm gonna do everything I can to help you. So again, Coach Mallard, I appreciate you having me on. It's always fun to talk a little bit of ball. And, I look forward, like I said, to going back and watching more of these and continuing to watch them in the future so that hopefully I can grow and bring something to my program and to my kids to help them be successful in the future. So I appreciate it.
All right. Again, I'm Coach Poe. Thank you, Coach Mallard, for inviting me. This is awesome. Look forward to looking at all the rest of them and being a part of this. Coach DeWeese, I mean, that's an outstanding job that you're doing over there at Hillgrove. And I definitely would like to spend more time with you. I'd like to, connect with you on a personal basis and do some more things like this. Uh, as far as following me, you can follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, LinkedIn. All of them are at Grind Atlanta. All one word, Grind Atlanta. You can follow me there. Uh, Not only do I coach, but I train athletes throughout the state as far as defensive back, skill set position drills, as well as linebackers. And you hit me up with that. And I train in different areas of North County, Marietta, DeKalb, and of course the South Side, Union City, College Park. Um, that's about it. I just keep trying to grow and get better every day. I watch a ton of film. I want to learn a lot more about the game. I just love the game. I definitely love to impart in these young guys and just keep doing what I need to do in my community.